How's everybody doing? Oh, wow. Oh, how's everybody doing? Good. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you to SMARTS, Miss Becky. Thank you. This is amazing. This is my first time in Youngstown, and it's my first time speaking at a school that isn't my home school, Miller South. So it's really cool. You guys are the first. So and that was my first time showing that documentary to anybody. We're actually premiering that documentary in Akron at Tangier, and they're making a big deal out of it. It's on TV and everything's over there. But you guys are the first to show it. I'm so happy, man. This is great. This is great. I want to play for you guys if that's okay too. I'm just really excited to be here, and I don't know if they want to do like a Q&A or anything, but I mean the documentary kind of talks about it a lot, about my story, where I've come from, where I'm headed. She said the bio and everything. She really didn't leave anything out. It's been a crazy journey to get to this point. And how many of you guys do any of you play the piano in here? Any? Yeah, a couple back there. Okay. Oh yeah, I see right there. I remember being your age and starting, and I know I sound old saying that, but I remember being the age of 8 playing and starting and not knowing what this thing was about. I remember starting early at the age of 5, and I had no idea what those lessons were. I thought I was really good, and I saw those, she used to write grades, my teacher, and she like gave A through F's, and I was getting some F's. I was bad, but I thought it was great, but I wasn't. But I knew that music was something that I love to do. And I don't know what, my mom never forced me to do it. I was never put in a position of, oh, you have to do this, you have to play this. This was something that I gravitated to instantly, and it became a friend, a confidant. I was able to be myself on this instrument and really show what the man above has blessed me with. So I can't wait. I'm going to play something for you. This is a popular R&B tune called Say Yes by Floetry. I used it as my audition. I used it as my audition song to go to Berkeley, and as the video, I was accepted to Berkeley College of Music. So thank you. So hope you enjoy it. It's a creative rendition of it. So I hope you enjoy it, and whatever else happens, we'll do. song. This one's an original song that I wrote a while back when I was 16, and it's called Unspoken. This song was inspired off of actually a death in my family. My cousin, he passed away suddenly. He was playing a game of basketball, and his heart stopped, and he collapsed to the floor, and he entered into full cardiac arrest and passed away that same night. And I didn't know what to do, so I turned to music, and I came up with this song. Hope you enjoy it.
Try to figure out which ones you might hear. Okay, so we'd like to do a Q&A. So does anybody have any questions for Kofi?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I have to answer yes. I was classically trained. Question? Yeah.
Besides Youngstown, SMARTS, what is your favorite or one of the greatest stages you ever performed at?
Greatest stage I've ever performed at. think I had the opportunity to grace E.J. Thomas' stage, which was in Akron. That was something that was on the bucket list. All these things, I didn't really have many goals outside of Akron when I first started, so I thought that Akron was the world. And then that quickly, shifted for me. But that was a goal. I always envisioned myself playing with an orchestra. And so I had the opportunity when I was about 16 years old, an orchestra called me and said they wanted me to play with them. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And so that was an amazing opportunity for sure. Yeah, I am on social media at Kofibmusic on everything. My website, that's K-O-F-I-B music. Add me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat. Yeah. Absolutely. I see myself having, well, right now I have short-term goals that are dedicated toward a long-term career, whether that's in music or whether that's through any facet. I think that music right now is the vehicle that I use to do all the things that I'm doing, outreach, and I can use my story through this instrument to be an inspiration to peers my age. And that's the biggest thing that I'm realizing right now is that there's a lot of kids, whether here or across the region of Ohio and everything, that are really inspired by what I'm doing. And I take that responsibility very seriously, and I realize that there are a lot of people that look up to me. So I make sure that I can do whatever I can to be looked at in a positive light and stay out of trouble as much as I can and stay focused and all that. So yeah, it's important. Yeah.
You mentioned initially starting out you had your struggles. So I'm curious how much time and also how much time you're currently putting in.
Yeah. Oh man, how much time did I put in before? I'll be honest with you, man. When I first started, I was practicing for 10 hours a day. I know that's crazy to some people. So yeah, 10 hours a day I was practicing, and my mom, nobody forced me to do that. And the thing is that my mom and my brother, they would always tell me to stop playing because I was playing too much. I was playing late at night. My neighbors was complaining and everything. So, but it was something that I loved to do at that time. Now that I work in music, and this is my job and everything, I'm practicing all the time, but not as much as I used to. When I was a senior in high school, I was practicing probably about 3 hours, maybe every 2 days, maybe in total. So probably about, I don't know, 6 hours a week or something. But I wasn't even playing anymore. I didn't need to really play in order to practice because I was thinking music at that point. So I was thinking out chords, thinking out how to play, thinking out, I don't know, all the different types of cadences and everything in music. It was just something that I was doing in my spare time. Kind of weird, but kind of fun too at the same time. Yeah.
I kind of segues into, I noticed that you were playing with your eyes closed, so you're obviously not reading music, but that's because
Yeah. Yeah, when I was about 16, like 16 was a pivotal age for me. But I realized that music was no longer just like, an instrument anymore. I was having a conversation through it. And so I realized that I didn't need my eyes. to a certain extent, I knew what I wanted to convey because I knew however I felt that day could be explained through music, maybe not through words. So that's always kind of been something that I've done it a lot more often now, and yeah, it's fun. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm teaching now actually. I have a couple students in Akron that I teach with. I don't have enough time to do it like regularly as much as I'd like to, but I do a lot of peer mentorship. I'm constantly speaking at different schools now. Everything. I got another school next week, so it's what I love to do. I love to be able to be that type of person for young musicians. I wish I had that at my age growing up. I wish I had somebody that came back and said, "Hey, I did this. I remember being in your shoes. I remember wanting to start." And this is where I'm at now through hard work. So yeah, it means a lot to me. I do. I have an album it's on iTunes. If you type in my name, Kofi Boakye, it should pop right up. So yeah, and it's all on my website too. I have some physical copies on my website. And yeah, pick that up. Help me go to college. I appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, well, I had an opportunity when I was I 16? No, I was 15 at this time, but they flew me out to Atlanta to do work with Chris Brown. Yeah, so I had a chance to work on the royalty album. And that was cool. I had a lot of bragging rights at school for that one. So, yeah, that was cool. Yes. Man, well, first, before I give any advice, I'd have to ask, do you love to play? Or do you really like it? And if the answer to that is yes, then my advice would then be to never give up on it. Because this instrument will never give up on you. As crazy as that may seem, I guess. For me, I realized that this instrument was a matter between literally life or death for me. I had a choice when I was starting to play this instrument at 8 years old. I had two paths I could have went down. There was one path of being in a gang that they talked about at this one school I was at, or going to Miller South and performing in music. I had a choice. And I was constantly bullied in middle school because of my musical abilities and because of my academic talents, and I was always, picked on. I was called a nerd and all that stuff, and they didn't see what I was doing. They didn't relate with it. And so I remember going home to my mom and telling her, I said, these kids aren't relating to me, Mom. I think the only choice that I can make is to fail on purpose, get an F on every test on purpose, just to fit in with these kids. She said, okay, we gotta get you out of this school. So she got me out of there, and that's when I really started to meet music. And so my advice, I guess, is just never give up. There's a lot of people that will tell you no. There's a lot of people that will tell you that what you're doing isn't right. Playing an instrument isn't cool. It's never really been cool in elementary school to play the piano, but it's cool now, I'll tell you that. It's real cool. It's real cool, I'll tell you that for sure. Yes. No, I play just the piano. I mean, I play the organ and a lot of other piano-centered instruments, but this is my home base right now. Yes. Oh my goodness, do it. That's my goal. Music is so much more than, it's not even just, oh, you can be great or be talented in music and that's why you should do it, but the academic impact that it had on me, I remember for math in school, like I was really good at math because I was really working in music, so music and math work hand in hand. The ability to read music helps you to be able to read in English class, read in reading class. I mean, it helps so much past playing an instrument, and it helps you in your life. And then the self-esteem influence that it has on, I mean, a lot of the confidence that I have in myself to be able to speak in front of you guys, it comes from being in the practice room by myself on this instrument. And so that's important to me. So if you're thinking about coming here, don't think, just do it. I mean, for real, it's a really great program. They showed me around a little bit, and I saw some videos that they sent me. I mean, this program is unbelievable. I wish I had it in Akron, man. This is crazy for them to be able to give you essentially a free music school. I mean, you can go here and study and get the best of the best education for free. What are you waiting on? Do it. Yeah, yes. For me personally, I realized that before any type of self-encouragement I could give myself, it started with at home. It started with being around family members. It started with my mom consistently telling me, hey, you're not what they told you you are. You're not what society deems you what you are. I mean, statistically, I'm not supposed to be up here, right? I'm an African-American male from Akron, Ohio. A lot of my peers right now, I don't see, they're in jail. That's just the fact. The kids that I went to elementary school with, they're not here right now. And so, I mean, I've seen people make the best out of situations that haven't necessarily been the best cards that's been dealt. But I believe that it starts at home. It starts with that encouragement. It starts with instilling in peers and kids that you have that, hey, you can be something. Despite whatever learning disability that you may have, or whatever the case may be, that one of the smartest kids and colleagues that I have in my class today has Down syndrome. Down syndrome, and he's the smartest kid. He's the smartest kid in the whole room. We're like, what? So it's important. It's important because he knows his worth. He knows who he is, and he knows how important he is. There's another kid that's paralyzed, and he was running, he was doing Olympics and different types of like things in middle school. I mean, it's unbelievable the power of being empowered is for somebody. So yeah, I think it starts at home for sure.
Do you have any specific piano players you've gotten inspiration from over the years?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Do you have any particular piano players you've gotten inspiration from?
Oh yeah, Brian Culbertson. Brian Culbertson's for sure. He's a jazz musician. Man, who else? Art Tatum. Even in classical, I was a big fan of Rachmaninoff and just his style, his approach. Gershwin, the American classic type music. It was just beautiful. So great stuff like that for sure for me. Yes.
What percentage of like a natural talent do you probably have to have to be successful to play?
What percentage?
What percentage do you put into the natural ability to play to,
Well,
just learn?
What percentage of natural? I mean, music helps me in math. I don't know that well, but I can say this, that as you continue to play an instrument or do anything, it takes a good sense of personality for you to be individualized from anything that you do. I think that, whether it's being a teacher, right? You can't just be the textbook teacher. There's something that sets you apart from your counterparts that makes you that great teacher that people want to be around or they want to learn from. So I don't know a percentage, but I can say that I give my all to it. For me personally, I give my all every time I play. It's who I am and it's what I do. So yeah, it means a lot to me. Good. All right.
We'll wait for this one more.
I guess we'll have to find out. I don't know. I know that I'm really determined. I'm really focused. I'm going to Berkeley, and my hope is that I can build, connections with the people that I'm there at school with, and I've been working hard this far, and I've gotten this far with limited resources. If you put me in Berkeley with the best musicians around the world that work at the highest level, I mean, how could you not expect me to be motivated to do some great things? So we'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. They didn't have Down syndrome. They had autism. Sorry. I would be so upset if I didn't say that. So go ahead.
All right, well, I think we should give Kofi another round of applause. So we have a little bit more time tonight. If you are new to SMARTS and would like a tour, we're going to give tours here pretty soon. Kofi will be hanging around for just a little bit if you want to have a little bit more of a conversation with him. I'm sure he would appreciate that. So we thank you for being here, and the performance was really wonderful. So I'm going to turn it over to Caroline.
All right, so thank you very much for coming this evening, Kofi. And we would like to give you a SMARTS t-shirt that you can sport. And we will be writing a check to you this evening to help with your college adventures and your fun. It's been wonderful this evening. I hope you don't mind, but I would like to offer to them. If you'd like to get to see his fingers moving on his keyboard, it's pretty impressive, which you can't see from back there, which I got to see kind of from the side. But if you wouldn't mind playing and you want to wander around and see how fast his hands are actually moving on those keys, it's pretty cool. All right.
fall of this year. Awesome. So we